it was really interesting because the men in black, they used this flash that came from their neuralizers that they could hold in their hand, and they erased people's memory back to a certain point. Is this fact? Is it fiction? Is it nonfiction? Is it even possible that they were able to do that? Well, according to the men in black, of course they were able to do that. Now, Gina, honey, what are you trying to do? Hello, Lawless. What are you trying to say? Well, I'm thinking that I just realized the name of their thing, it popped in my head all of a sudden, was the neuralizer. The neuralizer. Now, we're going to go somewhere with this. We're going to go on a trip. And hopefully our memory is not going to get erased and we forget all that we have. Hello. Happy Saturday to you, that we don't forget what we have been seeing. So the men in black, I've been thinking about it. I really have. People been having brain fog, remember? And if you've been having trouble remembering things, um, having trouble remembering certain things, you get confused at times. You have to pause for your brain function to get back on track, right? Right. Hello. That's right. How do you make the neuralizer from the men in black? Well, they're going to tell you how to. Look at this. I can I can reuse the cap pretty much. And if I remove the toothbrush and the toothpaste, well, he's going to make him a do-it-yourself neuralizer of the human brain. It was caused by a flash of light. I don't know if you go over to the Wiki fandom much. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but the Wiki fandom is a place where a lot of activity seems to take place. Neuralize. Here we are over here. Now watch this, you all. Here's the men in black. Now he tells the group of people. Now, if you'll just look right here, and they look, it's something you might hear before being neuralized. You might hear that before being neuralized. They're just telling you, men in black. Look right here. Hello. So, it's about the aliens. It said they can make witnesses forget about the aliens because they may have seen or came in contact with an alien. They do not use this instrument that they have sparingly because, you know, it's like a big bright light, bright flash. Big flash of light. And it affects their memories. Now look at this. So if we want to look at this, I do want to look at this. You're so welcome to come in here and watch us. Let's look at this together. Now there is really something going on. We got people who got brain fog. You may find yourself struggling for your words at times. You may find yourself trying to remember something. Is this happening on a massive scale? Is it? Is something like this happening on a massive scale, a worldwide scale? I'm happen to think that this is, there's something to do with that flash. There's something to do with this, even in the men in black, because that flash is so bright. It triggered it in with the people on there, and I don't believe it's all make-believe. No, there was some science to it. Triggered it with them. Are we being triggered also? Are we being triggered by flashes? Think about it. And then there's supposed to be a great big flash that comes. Remember that? A great big flash, poof, like that. Let me see. The agent they'll plant a false recollection. So this is like the Mandela effect. The agents will plant, where are we at? The agents usually plant false recollections which fill the mnemonic gap they just created, and typically regarding the non-existence of the men in black or extraterrestrial life. So, where are we at? The results of the neutralizer are meant to be permanent. They are meant to be permanent, but they can be reversed with a deneuralizer, which is not as simple a process. So they got it. They got the triggers. They got it. They erase their memories from the flash of light. Now, Let's go over here and look at this. The effects of geomagnetic activity variations on the physiological and psychological state of functionality healthy humans. Some results of the Azerbaijan study. So this right here, this is the study that they did, and we're going to pay careful attention to it. The Azerbaijan National Academy of Sciences conducted with purposes of revealing the possible side effects of solar geomagnetic and cosmic ray variability on certain technical, biological, and ecological systems. We've been having a whole lot of solar flares. We've been having a lot. The sun is really doing a number. X flares, M flares, C flares. We've been having a lot of them. You can see them right here. A lot of them are kind of earthbound. Wow, that is one wild looking one right there. A small solar flare. Look at the shape. How on earth could that solar flare take that shape? Isn't that interesting? So we got lots of flares, and they're posted the geomagnetic storms. They're going to make their way to Earth. Hello, Applebrooks, honey. Hello, Mickey, honey. Yes, they're making their way to Earth. Here's where we're going to go. Okay, so it's the Azerbaijan study. The paper describes some results of the experimental studies of influence of the periodical and aperiodical changes of geomagnetic activity upon the human brain. Y'all, this is going to be really interesting, I promise you. The human brain and health and psycho-emotional state. Psycho-emotional state. I'm just going to read it to you because I can't really fit it all in there. It covers the conclusions of the studies of influence of violent solar flares. Now, we've had some violent solar flares and severe geomagnetic storms of solar cycle 23 on the mentioned systems in the middle latitude location. We're talking about the men in black, how their flash of light literally erased the people's memory of the aliens and whatever set events that sets them back to a certain point of time and plants a false memory in them. That there you would have the Mandela effect. Now, we do have something called the Mandela effect. We do, where we got some false memories going on. I wonder if it had anything to do with something like that. Maybe CERN and like a big flash. Okay, I'm still doing it, y'all. This is a study that was done. Solar cycle. It's experimentally established that weak and moderate geomagnetic storms do not cause significant changes in the brain's bioelectrical activity and exert only a stimulating influence, while severe disturbances of geomagnetic conditions cause, this is what we're experiencing right now. Severe disturbances of geomagnetic conditions can cause negative influence, seriously disintegrate brain's functionality, activate the breaking process, and amplify the negative emotional backgrounds of individual. It is concluded that the geomagnetic disturbances affect mainly your emotional and vegetative spheres of human beings, while characteristics reflecting personality properties do not undergo significant changes. They've just admitted in this study, they did the study because they wanted to see how is this going to work on the human beings. They already did it with the men in black. They did it with the men in black. That's me. Right there, they're showing you in the movies what they're going to do. So we all know Mr. Will Smith. We see their neuralizer, like Neuralizer, Neuralink, you name it. Neuralizer. It all has to do with your brain. So that's what they did. They erased the memories, put false memories in there. You got a Mandela effect. I was sitting there thinking, I thought about that all of a sudden after eating my lunch and thought, can they erase people's memory on a massive scale all at once? Could they do that? And I really do believe they have the technology. They do. Then I thought about that big solar event, the big solar flash. Could you imagine a big solar flash that comes and then it's like, poof, and everybody's memory gets totally wiped, and who knows what state their mind's going to be in after that. And then they'll have a false memory. Because what it said is they can program within this neural thing. They got to program whatever it is that they want to be in that mind. And where did I read they can program it? I don't know where I read it, but that's what I read in here. They can program it. Also, you can see them. Program your mind. Hello, you all coming in here. This is just imagine that. We've had a lot of solar flares from the sun. A ton of them coming out. Lots of solar flares happening, hitting the Earth's magnetic field, interfering with us too, and the effects. The sun is the source of heat and light that maintains Earth's habitable environment. Okay, it is. We are dependent on various technologies. I'm going to try to see. I haven't read much in here. This does have space weather. Hello, Al Honey. The relations between space weather changes and the human health have global implications, but they are especially important for habitants living at high geomagnetic latitudes where the geomagnetic disturbances have a larger amplitude. If you're just tuning in, they did the study, and if there is a severe event, where are we at? The severe event, where was it at? These severe disturbances of geomagnetic conditions cause negative influence, seriously disintegrate brain's functionality, activate the braking process, and amplify, which it means it increases negative emotional background of an individual. So if you've been having feelings of sorrow, loneliness, depression and stuff, and you just want to cry and stuff, they're admitting right there. They're admitting that. It is concluded that the geomagnetic disturbances affect many emotional and vegetative spheres of your human brain. Look at you. It's concluded that geomagnetic disturbances affect mainly emotional and vegetative spheres of human beings, while the characteristics reflecting their personality properties do not undergo significant changes. It's you're feeling it, you're feeling off and stuff emotionally and things, and heaviness and stuff. So let's go back to the neuralizer. You've been neuralized. You're going to get a big neuralizer. I really do believe that. Big neuralizer. When the big solar flare comes, you're going to get neuralized. And will it be a real solar flare that comes? Because these things right here are programmed to, they program them to erase your memory, the men in black. They, look at this, here's what they do. It's a process of memory erasure by isolating and manipulating the mnemonic impulses of the brain. Being neuralized is the result of seeing the solar flash, hello Muhammad Hassan, from the neuralizer. And when someone is neuralized, they lose their entire memory of an event up to a certain point, set through the use of dials on the neuralizer itself. This is where it was. So they could dial something. Obviously, they do dial something in the men in black, to determine how much, what is it? If you're going to lose your entire memory of an event up to a certain point. They decide where you're going to go back in. What point in your mind are you going to go back to? What event? They're going to send everybody back to that, and that's the last thing they're going to remember. They're going to have no memory. Look right here. The results are meant to be permanent with the neuralizer. You know they got it. Because they can erase people's memory. They can put false memories in you. The results of the neuralizer are meant to be permanent. You've been neuralized. You've been neuralized. They got a neural link, neuralize, all of that. You got solar flares that are picking up. The strongest solar flare just happened like that. Smash it, you all. Smash that like button. Gina, we don't want to. Then don't do it. Don't smash it. Don't even give it a thumbs up. Yeah, you don't have to. You don't. The effects of a geomagnetic storm. That's what we're looking at. They did their study, and it came from Advances in Space Research. Oh, look at that. Pages 1941 through 1951. Why would they have pages? 1941. Sounds like years. 1941 through 1951. The effects of the geomagnetic activity variations on the physiological and psychological state of functionally healthy humans. The Azerbaijan studies. Azerbaijan's over there in the Middle East, is it? They may not be talking about that, but they may be talking about that. Non-photic solar associations of heart rate variability and myocardial infraction. Journal of the Atmospheric and Solar Terrestrial Physics. Relationships between the human physiological parameters and geomagnetic variations of solar origin. The cyclic time patterns of death, that we don't want to see that. A re-examination and all of that, you all. So understanding the physical links between space weather sources and short and long-term effects on human health at a different geomagnetic latitude is invaluable, especially for mitigation and preventive measures. So they even did the work describes the results of research undertaken in the field of clinical heliobiology, focusing on the effects of variations of geomagnetic activity on human health. The experiments, as well as statistical and biomedical analysis performed, confirm the changes of right there, GMA. Yeah, I'm done with it. So my question was, can the Men in Black literally, do they have the technology like they did here and to erase people's memory on a massive scale, cause a memory impairment on a massive scale all at once? Do they have the technology to do that? I would say that they have the technology to do it, not just holding it in their hand. I believe it's massive. And one day that may happen. They may have that big old flash, and then boom, your memories are gone, and you're took back to a certain state. Who knows what's going on? They just got it all going on. I'm going to go. I'm done talking. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello, from my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. If you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And thank you to everyone who has. Thank you to everyone who has joined. There is something to it, to that that flash and the solar flash. And I was looking up the solar the solar eclipse. I'm sure there's something to that too, since they're closing down some schools and stuff. You're not supposed to look directly at the sun. You're not. There could be something to that too. It's a flash. It's a flash. Then in an instant, in the blink of an eye, you'll be caught away. Flashes of light, peals of thunder, all of it. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Beatty. Beatty. You've been watching some of the videos, some videos too. They've been erasing the memories a few years back. Thotherian. Yeah. As pop was 350 million. Yeah, all of a sudden down to 330. There is something happening with people's memory. There is, and it does have some beginnings with this Men in Black. There is the extraterrestrial technology right there. I think the origins, they're just telling you They're telling you that they have the capability to wipe your mind. They can get a lot of crowd of people. They can do the whole earth if they wanted to. They could. Synchronicity, y'all. I'm going to go. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. Thank you, moderators. Thank you all for your comments. It's something to think about. That's why it doesn't need to be long at all. Is there any merit to it? Well, according to the Men in Black, of course there's some merit to it. Right there. They wipe the people's memory in the Men in Black. We got some memory issues happening now. We really do. And you got the sun doing its thing with the flashes and stuff, of course, and it's affecting people emotionally and all that kind of stuff. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon, and please give this video a thumbs up if you want to. If you don't do it. Love you.